Hey guys, are you ready for some extreme railroading? Well, today what I'm going to show you is that I've ripped up the incline here I had into the valley. I used to have two tracks down there, and I think one of them was, this is the 5% one, the other one was 6% because it was the inside track and it had to be a little tighter, so it ended up being steeper. And over here is basically what the developers wanted me to do. Developers wanted me to go left, and either I do what the developers want and get an extremely flat trip all the way across there, or I go down 5%. So, okay, I'm going to do what the developers want me to. Sure, I'm going to hop in good old number 45 here and take a look at what we have to do to get this to work. I'm gonna have a fire on this thing. Yeah. Let's get the flame going. Yes, this bend is doable. I mean, the 45 can do the inside track here, so it's not a problem. So. There is literally no incline on this entire route. Like, maybe you'll get a little bump or a little place where I didn't feel like putting in the grading, and then that will become a bump or a little dip, but nothing above 1%. So, I'm just gonna way too much throttle. 4% too. So this is what we have here. Good jog on the engine, so it's about what we want it to do. Yeah, there's one of the little bump inclines. I mean, it's a nothing. Yeah, that's a bug, because I mean, of course I use the correct tender thing like that, but it doesn't, but it always goes to, always does that when I reload the map, so. Yeah, let's go 7%. Let's see if I can back off the camera here. Take a look around. Now there's some extreme bridge work. And as you can see, I really couldn't, I'm not happy with it. This side is a little bit better. That side's gonna have to be pulled this way a little bit more. Maybe this one's maybe about 10% too far this way, and that one's about maybe 30% too far the other way, so it's not good. But there, you got our smelter down there, sort of blocking. We call that area Fool's Canyon. I sort of messed around down there, and I didn't get too far, because it's Fool's Canyon. And get here. Classic error in the engine there. Good. Fire slow and give it a little bit more flame. No, I better not. Okay, let's look at how I put this together. Now, what we have here is this. What I call this a standard. So when I was bringing these bridges over, I was aiming for this ground here at that level. These bridges are flat; they are not inclined. Once I did that, I extended my start there for the stone work and brought them to wherever the bridges ended up, and that's how I built that. Now, the canyon here it's not straight down on both sides. There's sort of a shelf here, and as you see, the segments, the first segment of the bridge had to end here. Well, this is the third segment, or the third segment had to end here. The second segment, the bridges will only lock down when they are anchored on the corner. So the corner must reach the ground, otherwise it doesn't anchor. And as you can see, I have no idea what's going on up there, so I really had no way to build these things. I just had to say, okay, well, do it once, completely unusable. Do it again, it's still completely unusable. Do it a third time, it's still unusable. Fourth time, okay, that's kind of good enough, so I'll leave it there. And that's how it was built. And again, basically the same story on the other side here. You're gonna crawl along the base of the valley. And there's once again we get the segment gap here, right where the. Now what I could do is maybe lay down a foundation here, and now give me a little bit more control over what's actually happening, and as we take off here across the valley. But and again the base is like right on the right where it falls off. That's just how it works, and that's how you do that bridge. Now the second bridge on this route. Now as we come up here out of the canyon, this side is on a steep basically it basically turns right immediately or like right there, so the bridges would normally come in like that, but the road is like that if you watch the arrow. So that's the natural angle, that's where it has to be. So that's why the bridges have to be curved like this, because they have to hit this side where so the trains can just move right through. Now the next problem here is this gap. This gap is longer, and there's nothing down there to anchor off. Now what you have to do is, you have to go down here, and just keep going. Actually, the end of that bridge, there's like a sharp turn on the end there. That's a problem I have to look at. But what you have to do is you have to look for this. There's this bump here, like right in the middle, this bump right here. And what you do is you go up the hill, maybe the second, third tree up, or, well, go up to about right here. If you can, you have to hunt around for this place yourself, and you just build a wall out here. And then you use that as the anchor for the corner. So then once the wall is built there, you just come out straight, lock it, and then build the second span. That's how it works. And then let's check that on the map. Okay, we're basically doing that. So that's it for extreme bridge building. We'll climb up here so I get back on the wall. It's not showing me where the throttle is. I mean, it's not showing me the percentage. Just have to play it by ear. I guess that's a bug. Like if I go into zoom out mode and then back in, it doesn't. The tooltips don't stop working. Bug. Bug. Yeah, that stone wall down there is like some other player tried to build a route down to the smelter, and there are just the remains of it down there. I tore parts of it up because it was using a lot. It was like a lot of little tiny railroad segments, and I don't want that cluttering up my save file, so I got rid of part of it. Yeah, I got some questions about that inside track on this side. I might have to realign the bridge a little bit so it's a little straighter on that. But yeah, that's it'll work for now. I mean, the other rail is not connected on this end anyway, so I keep doing that. I think like a lot of other games, the tab is the zoom out key, so I keep hitting that because it's the reason I'm coming down here is I want to, and I'll show you the route a little bit more, and take a look at this area here. And I have a major project for this map is to build a switch yard up here, and that's so this side would be the storage and sorting yard, and up ahead is where this junctions with the existing main the former main line, and that's basically I got both of my mines, the smelter and this coming together, so it's a four-way junction. On this side of the river, as you can see, is perfect. This area is perfectly flat, and you can just throw a rail straight on the ground like I'm doing here, and it's just fine. The other side of did it again. Oh, that's working again. So I'm not going to zoom out anymore because I'm not going to risk losing my throttle reading. Yeah, 8%'s good. Pressure's good. So yeah, I'm just trying to do Google searches on rail yards and see if I can come up with a good yard layout for this thing. And like a lot of stuff for the HO guys and the O scale guys. I mean, they got some interesting, I don't know, I mean, kind of like what you would build on a table, not necessarily what you have for this game. You see, this game has a certain number of payloads and a certain set of trips. Like that yard would mainly support trips to the two mines, because the iron mine is very steep, and the coal mine is also steep, and it's also very long. So you want to be very strategic about what you bring up there, and how many trains you use, which engines you use. So you need to be able to store engines, store cars, and assemble trains. So that's what I need to go here. So this side is a little bit bumpy, and I had to use a grading there to patch up a little depression in the ground there, so it's to keep it flat. And yeah, let's just end our little train trip here and take a look at the situation. So we have the little grading here, little bump. I mean, it's a nothing bump, so I don't care. So, somebody left a little hand car there. The issue here now, the developer's version of the coal mine trip goes that way. I'm not using that. I mean, tear that up at any time. This is my coal mine ramp, and I can steer these ramps anywhere I need them to be, so that's not an issue. I think they're like 4% right now, so it'd be helpful to extend them a bit. Now, the old main line came up here. It had a fuel station here. This is the iron ore, and my video on the iron mine didn't actually show this route very specifically. Now, what this does is it comes out of the fuel area and has a radius turn here, sort of on a bump here, and then it goes into a dip on this side. So I had to use gratings again to smooth out the descent. I think these are 1 or 2% here, and so yeah, here's where the gratings start. The gratings go down, and then it, of course, makes the turn around the hill here to reach the valley. I mean, see how to dip here, so I had to firm up the ground, and yeah, the rest of this is just fine. And then of course it turns there. Now the trip to the smelter, I mean, I still have that one line going all the way across, but this is the smelter run, and it comes up another developer's route here, and let's see. So it basically comes up straight. I'm watching this side here to see where I can make my turn. And then at this point, I was kind of happy enough with how much elevation I'd gained, and I started turning this direction. Now, what I found when I came in this direction is that there's a bump probably right through here, basically. And then I had to use gratings at about 2% to come down off of this bump and toward the... And then I hit the ground, I throw down my watering towers, and then I'm up again, up to the coal mine. So, yeah, so I'm not... I guess maybe I should do what I should do next is just clear cut all these trees and see what all my geometry is. Now the new main line will come in. I might separate it out a little bit, like depending on what the structure of the yard is over there. I might have like the westbound line over here, and then the eastbound line over there, or something like that. So there's a lot of design decisions I have to make. So this is, once again, it's mainly just a big spaghetti junction with a fuel depot. That's my vision for this area. So the trains from any direction can come down, get fueled, and proceed on to their destinations. So anyway, that's all I wanted to show you today, and that's basically what's going on my map. And I don't know. It's just I've been wandering around the hills for so long. I finally realized that, you know, this is almost a route. If I could just figure out how to bridge those two gaps, I'd now be in business. And then I finally figured out how to do it, and it seems to work. So now I'm gonna make a video so you can do it. So enjoy the information. Thank you very much.